Hello, this is Maplestory user Vile Platypus, and this is Root Abyss, A Tale of Four Bosses, a comprehensive guide to the bosses of Root Abyss. This guide will explain the unique abilities and attacks of each of the four bosses of the Root Abyss area in Maplestory. So without further ado, let's begin. The first of the four Root Abyss bosses is Von Bon, a peculiar chicken with a peculiar name, and an even more peculiar ability to manipulate the time limit through clocks which he places throughout the stage. The clocks take effect only while Von Bon is standing within them, and their effects on time can be easily determined by the direction in which they spin. Von Bon will always follow the player who is closest to him, so keep this in mind. Von Bon's attacks include a very short-ranged melee attack, a projectile which can stun you, leaving you vulnerable to other attacks, a stomping attack which causes massive damage, and a teleporting burst attack which has an area of effect slightly larger than it appears to. Most of Von Bon's attacks are very straightforward to avoid, with the only exception being the stomping attack. To avoid this, simply be airborne when the collision with the ground occurs. Next up on the list is Pierre, a colorful clown who is anything but funny. His unique ability involves changing into one of two alternate colored versions of himself and placing colored hats on the players. These alternate colors include Blue Pierre and Red Pierre. While he is in either of these two forms, only players whose hat color does not match Pierre's color will be able to deal damage to Pierre. Pierre's basic attacks include attempting to strike or push the players with his umbrella. He will also drop giant hats throughout the area, which will trap anyone unfortunate enough to be caught underneath them. This is especially annoying for players who use skills such as Shadow Partner, as it instantly dispels them. When Blue Pierre appears, a marker with a picture of his face will appear over one of the players. He will perform a spinning attack which follows the marked player. This attack seals players that it collides with, and the trail that it leaves behind causes constant damage. Red Pierre uses the same basic attacks as normal Pierre, but also uses a teleport attack which can be deadly. Either keep moving, or simply react quickly when he appears to avoid this. The third, and certainly most complicated of the four bosses, is the Crimson Queen. This towering tyrant possesses four different faces, each of which possesses their own personalities and unique abilities attributed to them. These include a playful face, a serious face, a maniacal face, and a mourning face. She will always begin the fight with a serious face. In this form, her claw attack causes blindness, and she can use a very powerful fire breath attack. While mourning, the Crimson Queen's claw attack is imbued with a very powerful poison, and she can also cast a blood shield which will reflect most attacks. Playful Crimson Queen's claw attack can cause sealing, and the mirror that she summons can lure you to your death, so be sure to destroy it as soon as possible. Maniacal Crimson Queen's claw attack causes your controls to become reversed, and she places gravity wells which cause constant damage over time. Last, and certainly least, is Vellum, a cowardly worm who spends most of the battle underground. This can become very annoying. His basic attacks include dropping rocks which can stun you, and popping up out of the ground. As the fight progresses and Vellum's health becomes lower, he will begin to use more aggressive attacks, such as a fireball attack, breaching the surface of the ground like a whale, hitting everyone within the designated area, and launching poison streams, which leave a damaging area where they land. Among the four bosses, Vellum requires the most raw power to defeat. This concludes the Root Abyss guide. In my next boss guide, I will be covering the additional attacks used by the Chaos versions of each Root Abyss boss. Thank you for watching.